everyone suffer no more.
Yo, what's going on here at Clash? Welcome back to a brand new video, Diligence, the Beastskin Edition, the sheep! Yes, and I forgot her name! So let's deep dive into the sheep.
May everyone suffer no more.
Anta. Reminds me of Fanta the drink. Anta, don't you want to, Fanta? Okay, I'm done. Goat Emissary. Okay. Are they calling her the goat? Oh, let's find out. Let's deep dive into the good old core skill. Only one. We have a Starlight Array. Anna summons a Starlight Array to deal 180% of attack as damage to 4 random enemies. And it instantly heals allies for 180% of attack and another 30% of attack each turn for 6 turns. Jeez Louise. Wow. Okay. Level 2, increased damage to 230% of attack, instant healing to 230% attack, and continuous healing to 40%. Jeez! I'll be honest, right now, when it comes to Faction Expedition, she is a must. Yeah. Level 3, increased damage to 280% of attack, instant healing to 280% of attack, and continuous healing to 50%. Y'all already know. Attack. Oh, yeah. Moving on to Astral Blessing. She receives an Astral Blessing, increased crit rate by 15% and crit damage by 15%. Ooh. When HP is below 50%, have a 50% chance to silence all enemies for 1 turn. Targets affected by silence cannot cast skills, but can still launch basic attacks. So she's one of those half stun, half blah 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 heroes. The second hero that does that is Reyna, and she disarms heroes. They're allowed to use skilled attacks, but they can't use basic attacks. Yeah, so it's pretty much reversed. Yeah, it's reversed. Level 2, Anna gains 20% crit rate and crit damage. Level 3, she gains 25% crit rate and crit damage. When her HP drops below 50%, there's a 50% chance to silence all enemies for 1 turn, with a 50% chance to silence enemies for a bonus turn. Okay, so on that second round, that second turn, there's another 50% chance. Too easy. Level 4, increased chance to 100%? What? Increased level 4 and pursuit silence to 60%? 9 legendary relics? Yo, this is a game changer. What? This is a game changer. You're guaranteed to silence them. Yo. Astral condensation. Like condensation if I left my drink out with ice in it, and then a few minutes later, there's a ring of water type condensation. Okay, anyways. And it opens an astral gate. When they make a basic attack, they recover HP equal to 150% of attack and gain 10% attack and 10% healing for 4 turns. Increase healing to 200% of attack and bonus healing to 20% of attack. Level 3, increase healing to 250% of attack and attack by 15%. When they say they, are they talking about her or I'm pretty sure they mean her. When they say they're talking about allies? I'm pretty sure they mean her. Yeah, it's one of those. Okay. Moving on to Moon. This grants her normal attacks 30% chance to stun for 2 turns. Level 2 increased stun to 40%, level 3 increased stun to 50%, and level 4 increased chance to 60%, which is 3 red legendary relics. Okay. And the Awakening skill, Wind of Rebirth. When HP falls below 50%, increased debuff resistance by 15% and received healing by 25% for 3 turns. Now moving on to her good old exclusive gear skill we have is Lunar Blessing. Level 1. At the end of each turn, increase attack by 2%, up to 10% attack is increased is allowed. Cake. Level 10, increase attack by 5%, up to 25%. Level 20, increase attack 10%, up to 50% is allowed. Level 30. At the end of each turn, increase crit rate by 5%, up to 25% crit rate is allowed. Okay, too easy. So it looks like, dude, She's, like I said, she's one of those heroes in the middle. I would go more on attack slash healer type vibe. So, okay, so she's one of those heroes that just have a little bit of everything. She has a debuff capability. She has a healing property. She has an attack property that's actually pretty good. So when it comes to talents, y'all already know it's going to be one of those mixes. On a defensive perspective, I would go with Esper Shields, but I think it'd be more beneficial to do half offense with legendary talents. I would probably go with Prison Strike or Shadow Assaults, okay? Depending who's on the enemy team. When it comes to mythic talents, I think what's best would be, I would either go with Selfless Protection on a defensive perspective, but if you're on offense, I would definitely go with Weak Points, depending if there's a lot of armor on the enemy team, or Fatal Blow. However, in PvE, I would go with Giant Killer 100%, okay? Now, when it comes to Transcendent talents, from a defensive perspective, I would go with Violent Recovery 100%, but from an offensive perspective, you could go with Wrathful Curse. Like I said, I would do 50-50. Half phase would be offense, half to be defense, and it'll all come down to what the enemy is rocking out. However, this one will always stay the same, 100% Soul Mastery for the Eternal Talents. You want to get that 30% debuff hit gained, baby. Let's go. Too easy. Okay. Now, moving on to runes. Oh, man, dude, there's so many. So many. You could do Samurai plus Evolution. Actually, I would go with Samurai slash Judgment combo. Yes. Because remember, when it comes to her debuff, I think having a debuff property is one of the best things in the game for a hero. If you could silence an enemy, even stop them from doing skilled attack or basic attacks, like, or both, that's a game changer. It doesn't matter how much power or how much defense you have. If your hero is just unable to do anything besides a passive attack, with the exception of Draconic, you're almost useless, you know? So I would be more focused on the debuff property. So I would definitely go with Samurai, which will focus on the basic attack slash Evolution, right? Or not Evolution, Judgment, geez Louise. Now, if you made her just completely defensive, then I would go with Evolution and Banshee. Or you could do Evolution and Domination. Like I said, she's one of those heroes you can argue almost anything for. I guess the real question would be, what wouldn't I use if there was any mix for her? And one would be Redemption. I think Redemption is atrocious. I think they just need to remove it from the game, or they need to change it. It's just absolutely gross. Other than that, you could argue anything. Even the paid runes. Well, I wouldn't put Vital on her or Dark Step. Man, that'd be goofy. But yeah, I think Maniac. You could go with the trio. You could do Evolution. Actually, no. I would go with Judgments, Annihilation, and Maniac. Yes, I think increasing her crit is very, very pertinent because one of her properties, one of her skills is increasing her crit rate and crit damage. So you might as well take advantage of that and increase her crit. So going into armor, I would definitely go with attack, attack, attack with a secondary on. Yep, you guessed it. Crit. Yes. If you get her crit to close to 100%, big time money. Okay.
Trinity from the future here. Now, I know I recommended a whole bunch of runes, but she's one of those heroes that has offense, defense, and down the middle. And you can argue 2080, 1090, 3070, 6040, 4951. But like I said, she's one of those heroes where it all depends on your strategy. Literally what the enemy is doing will determine what goes on her. Yes, it's very, very specific. So if the enemy changes just a tad bit, that could change her from 100% offense to 100% defense. She's one of those heroes, and you just have to adapt and overcome.
Now moving on to artifact list. Oh man, this is gonna take forever. Yo, Ocean Eminent would be money if you chose the Domination runes. Yes, Domination slash Judgment or Domination slash Evolution, depending on what you go with. Ocean Eminent is money. However, this thing's gonna take forever to get maxed out, at least a year. So, good job, Hero Clash. So goofy. Anyways, other than that, you could do Silver Moon, but Silver Moon is the worst amulet. Ugh. Now, if I had to, man, this is so hard. All of them. You could choose all of them except for Energy Amulet. She's one of those heroes. Now, when it comes to Holy Praise, I would definitely go with Eternal Cloak or Arcane Ring. I think Arcane Ring would be pretty good, but I would do Eternal Cloak. Now, Abyss item, definitely Devil's Fang, 100%. Like I said, her best skill / basic attack is debuff. It is. I'm sorry. That's the best thing in the game, so I would focus on that more than anything else. Okay? So, let's see what the game recommends. Devil's Claw? What? I understand if you're just going full on attack, you don't care about the debuff. You just want to just goat the people, you know? You just want to sheep them. But when it comes to these are all good defensive ones except for Death. I don't like that one. That one sucks. When it comes to runes, they recommend Apocalypse and Judgment. Like I said, they're going full on attack. Yeah, I disagree. I don't think any of these Abyss items are great for her. And like I said, Abyss items are mainly for S+ heroes. So the fact that Hero Clash recommend an Abyss item, especially 2 of them for an S hero, is kind of weird. It kind of goes to show you that there are no other artifacts that they think is good from an offensive perspective, right? However, like I said, we have a brand new series starting in January where we do different type of combinations, and I'll be incorporating her as well and whatever you guys want in the chat. I cannot wait.
So my final thoughts when it comes to the goats, the sheep. I do think she's worth building early on. I think she is worth it. However, I don't think she's a #1 priority. I would say maybe 1, maybe 2 months into the game, depending how fast you move. As a free-to-play player, I would say yes, build her after you get your main hero, you know, Alvara's, a few S heroes such as Mafalda, whatever her name is, and Nicole. Then her, I could definitely see that. Plus the parrot and Villia. We'll get to that in the future. Due diligence coming soon. But I think she's one of those heroes that you do build 1 to 2 months in, and she's just good to have around. And yeah.
That being said, I will see y'all in the next video. Greatness manifest.